cabbage, and cabbage once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today I'm back with vegetable of the day, the one and only cabbage. So maybe you like it raw. Maybe you prefer it cooked. Maybe you enjoy coleslaw. Maybe you hate it. Well, whatever the case may be, please listen and watch on. Why? Because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of cabbage. All right, first up, a little bit of background information. Red cabbage, also known as purple cabbage, is a cruciferous vegetable that's delicious both raw and cooked. Now, take a look at the picture, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we are showing red or purple cabbage. And for the sake of this entire lecture, we're primarily going to be referring to red cabbage or purple cabbage. Also, it's often eaten raw in salads, steamed, braised, or sauteed with other vegetables. It's referred to as red kraut or blue kraut and can provide the much needed benefits of probiotics in this form due to the fermentation process. So there we have it, guys. A little bit of background information about the one and only cabbage. All right, now it's time for a few fun facts. A lot of us may wonder, what in the world is the difference between red cabbage and green cabbage? Well, let's see what we find out. While both red and green cabbage are good for you, red cabbage packs a more powerful nutritional profile. Interesting. For example, red cabbage contains about 85% of the daily vitamin C our bodies need, while the green variety provides only 47%. So there you have it, guys. If you want a more nutritious variety of cabbage, then you probably want to opt for the red or purple cabbage. All right, more fun facts and obviously more differences. So red versus green, let's see who wins. Red cabbage contains 10 times more vitamin A than green cabbage. Green cabbage contains almost twice as much vitamin K as red cabbage. Red cabbage has double the iron of green cabbage. Red cabbage is a winner when it comes to antioxidants. Red cabbage contains anthocyanin pigment, which is not found in green cabbage. So as you can see, they both have their ups and they both have their downs. But if you really want to compare the two and you really want to know which one is better, once again, I would definitely opt for the red cabbage. All right, now it's time for the not so fun facts. Like most plants that we eat, once heated, the nutritional benefits begin to diminish. Oh no, say it ain't so, Coach D. That's right, guys. That's why it's always important to not overly cook your plant foods, because unfortunately, heat does a really good job at destroying a lot of the medicine inside of these foods. Check this out. A study was conducted showing just how this works with red cabbage. The results of this comparison of the difference between steaming, microwaving, boiling, and stir-frying cabbage found that every cooking method decreased the overall nutrition and anthocyanin capacity of red cabbage. So there you have it, guys. Please cook your cabbage not so long. All right, so there we have it, guys, the not so good facts about the one and only cabbage. All right, now it's time to dive into the 520 rule. Ladies and gentlemen, the 520 rule is all about food labels. That's right, guys. Basically, the 520 rule helps us to read and understand food labels. Ultimately, it's a guide. It's a guide that lets us know whether or not a food or beverage item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. Now, specifically, when we talk about the 520 rule, we're really talking about percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. Now, let's take a look at our sample food label. As you can see, it is primarily divided into three main parts. We got purple, yellow, and blue. So let's take it color by color, shall we? As you can see, the percent daily value column is purple and basically is represented as a percentage, which has a low end of 0% to a high end of 100%. Now, let's take a look at the purple portion. The yellow portion. The yellow portion basically highlights a few nutrients that unfortunately do a really good job at promoting sickness, illness, and disease within the body temple. So when it comes to certain nutrients like saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium, you really want to make sure that the percent daily value is as close to 0% as possible. Now, let's move forward and talk about the blue portion. The blue portion highlights such nutrients as dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron, which basically represent all vitamins and minerals, right? So here's the good news. These nutrients do just the opposite of the yellow nutrients. Rather than promote disease, they promote health, they promote wellness within the body temple. So the next time you eat or drink something, make sure that these percent DVs are as close to 100% as possible. Now, if we really want to be very, very precise when we talk about the 520 rule, here's what we need to know. If a food or beverage offers anywhere from 0% to 9% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food or beverage item is not a good source of that particular nutrient. Next, if the food or beverage item offers 10% to 19% DV, then that food or beverage item is a good source of that nutrient. Lastly, if the food or beverage item offers 20% DV or greater, then that food or beverage item is an excellent source of that nutrient. So there we have it, guys, the ins and outs about the 520 rule. All right, now it's time to dive into the nutrition facts. So for today's lecture, we're going to say that a single serving of cabbage, whether it's red or green, is simply 1 cup. Now, for today's lecture, we're going to say that we are dealing with raw red cabbage. That's right, guys. So say goodbye to the green. Sorry. So in a single serving, which once again is only a single cup, we're going to get 28 calories, 7 grams of carbohydrates. Now check this out, guys. You're going to get 1 gram of protein, and look at this, 2 grams of fiber. Wow. A nice 2-to-1 ratio. So let me ask you this. A lot of people want to say, well, Coach D, plant foods don't have a lot of protein. As a matter of fact, some people will claim that plant foods have 0 protein. Well, let's debunk that myth. As you can clearly see, cabbage has protein. It may not be a whole lot, but check this out. Where else can you find protein that is accompanied by fiber? Not a lot of places, especially not meat or any type of animal products. So guys, the next time you're looking at fiber, please be more concerned with the amount. The next time you're looking at protein, be more concerned about how much fiber is coming in with it. Now, next up is vitamin C coming in at 85% DV, excellent source. Then we have vitamin K coming in at 42% DV, excellent source. Next up is vitamin A coming in at 20% DV, excellent source. Manganese is next at 11% DV, good source. Now we got vitamin B6 coming in at only 9% DV, not a good source. Then we have potassium coming in at 6% DV, not a good source. Next up is thiamine, riboflavin, and folate, and calcium, and iron, and magnesium all coming in at only 4% DV. Now, yes, it's true. It's not a good source of those vitamins and minerals, but you got to remember something. It's only a single serving. That's right. So if you want more thiamine, you want more riboflavin, you want more folate, calcium, iron, and magnesium, it's easy. Eat 2 cups. So there we have it, guys. The nutrition facts about the one and only red cabbage. All right, now it's time to dive into the health benefits. But before we do, I want to offer you something very, very special. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to talk about the principle of cause and effect, which basically states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There really is no such thing as chance and or luck. In other words, everything happens for a reason. That being said, I'm here to let you know that the health benefits are basically the effect, whereas the phytonutrients that are inside of the red cabbage, well, that's the cause. That's right. So today we're going to talk about the benefit, which is also the effect, but then we're also going to talk about which phytonutrient is responsible for this effect. So first up, red cabbage, it boosts the immune system. Great. So now the question is, which phytonutrient, or we can say which medicine in cabbage is responsible? Well, say hello to vitamin C. Next, benefit number 2, fights inflammation and arthritis. Amazing. So which medicine in red cabbage does that? Well, say hello to sulforaphane and anthocyanins. How nice is that? Health benefit number 3, aids healthy bones and reduces the risk of osteoporosis. Great. Which phytonutrient is responsible? Well, say hello to vitamin K. Benefit number 4, combats chronic disease. Nice. So, which medicine, which phytonutrient, what's the cause? Well, it's the antioxidants and the anthocyanins. And benefit number 5 is that it promotes a healthy gut. That's right, guys. It's time to get our guts healthy. So the question is, which phytonutrient is responsible? Well, say hello to probiotics. So there we have it, guys. The health benefits of the one and only red cabbage. All right, it's time to talk about food. Yes, plant foods, though. Guys, say hello to forksOverKnives.com. Now, this is normally our go-to website for everything vegan, right? So as usual, I went to the website, did just a little bit of research, and I came across 2 amazingly delicious vegan cabbage recipes that I want to share with you right now. So the first one is entitled Red Cabbage Salad with Orange Cranberries and Walnuts. Take a look at the picture. Looks delicious, doesn't it? Oh, yes. Now, the second recipe is entitled Wild Rice, Cabbage, and Chickpea Pilaf. Excellent. Look at the picture. Great. Now, if your mouth is watering, kind of like mine, then all you have to do is click on the description box. Why? Because that's where I am providing a direct link to both recipes. That's right. And if you click on it, you're going to see a lot of great information, such as cooking time, instructions, and of course, an ingredient list. Right? So guys, do me a favor. Click on the description box, click on the link, make the dish, taste the dish, come back to the video, and of course, share your thoughts. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Not 1, but 2 amazingly delicious cabbage recipes from forksOverKnives.com. All right, 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, well, Coach D, thanks for the fun facts, the not so fun facts, and the nutrition facts. But what I really want to know is, when in the world should I eat more cabbage? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if that's your question, then I got to tell you that the perfect day, and I do mean the perfect day to eat more cabbage, is Nature Day. That's right, guys, Nature Day. Now, here's what we need to know about Nature Day. Nature Day is the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, maybe you know nothing about the challenge. Well, here we go. Guys, the 23% challenge is a monthly 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships. Oh, and it also helps to save good old planet Earth. That's right, all in 7 days. Now, here's the thing about the challenge that you really need to know. Number 1, it's monthly, meaning every month, meaning January all the way through December. And number 2, it's 7 days. Now, which 7 days? Well, it's the first 7 days of every single month. So, starting with the 1st, ending on the 7th. Now, here's what we also need to be aware of, is that being that Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, that simply means that Nature Day is the first day of every single month. So, whether it's March 1st, August 1st, or even October 1st, it's always Nature Day. All right, 23% Nation. Some of us may say, well, Coach D, thank you for introducing me to Nature Day. Well, you're welcome. But what in the world is Nature Day really all about? Well, guys, Nature Day, as you probably have already guessed it, is about getting closer to nature. That's right. Now, yes, there are lots of things you can do to get closer to nature. Well, I propose that we get closer to nature by simply putting it inside of our bodies. In other words, guys, it's time to eat more plants. Now, I do understand that for some of us, it's easy. For others, it's difficult. So here's what I suggest. Baby steps. That's right, guys. It's time to take baby steps. So maybe you want to try to eat plants only and drink only water, maybe before 12 p.m. That way, after 12 p.m., you can eat whatever you want to eat. Or maybe you want to flip the script and maybe eat only plants and drink only water after 12 p.m. That way, before 12 p.m., you can eat whatever you want to eat. Now, some of us may say, well, Coach D, that's too little of a baby step. I want to take a toddler step, right? Well, guys, if you're ready to up the ante, then you may want to try to become a 3% vegan, which basically is any person, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only one day out of an entire month. Next up is a 10% vegan. Now, that's any person, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 3 days out of an entire month. Next up is a 17% vegan. That's any person, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 5 days out of an entire month. And lastly is the ultimate 23% vegan. Now, that's any person, particularly Coach D, who only eats from the 5 food groups of plant foods. So what does that mean? Well, it simply means that for the first 7 days of every single month, I only eat from the 5 food groups of plant foods, which happen to be all fruits, all vegetables and herbs, all legumes, meaning beans and peas, all nuts and seeds, and all whole grains. So there we have it, guys. We now know exactly what Nature Day is all about. All right. Now, a lot of people may say, well, Coach D, you've given some great information, but who is Nature Day really for? I mean, should I participate in it? I don't know. I'm clueless. Well, for those of us who have no idea, allow Coach D to help you out. Ladies and gentlemen, eating more plants is for the following people. So maybe you're suffering from the big 4, right? Meaning heart disease, obesity, cancer, and type 2 diabetes. And maybe you're looking for a holistic, natural approach to healing, right? Maybe you have skin issues such as eczema, psoriasis, acne, and pimples. And why not throw in the blackheads, right? Maybe you have digestive issues such as leaky gut syndrome, such as irritable bowel syndrome, or maybe you're constipated. Maybe you have mental issues. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you're sad. Maybe you're bipolar, or maybe you're just pissed off all the time, right? And once again, you're looking for a holistic, natural approach to becoming more well. Well, guys, Nature Day is definitely for you. Why? Because you're simply eating more plants. Maybe you're the type of person who wants to drop a few pounds. Maybe you want to lose a few inches from your hips and from your waist. Well, you may want to try our vegan lean program. Maybe you're the type of person who wants to add a little more muscle to your body. So you may want to try our vegan bulk program. Maybe you're the type of person that's trying to transition from the standard American diet to a more whole food plant-based diet. It's easy. Nature Day's for you. And lastly, maybe you're the type of person who just wants to eat more plants. Well, guys, if you meet any of these descriptions, then Nature Day is definitely for you. All right, it's time for Coach D's tips. That's right, guys. I'm offering free advice. Why? Because I want you to be successful on Nature Day. Tip number 1, go to your local grocery store. Now, when you get there, you're going to go to 3 places. Number 1 is the produce section. Number 2 is the freezer aisle. And number 3 is the canned good aisle. Now, a lot of people may say, well, Coach D, why do I want to go there? Well, guys, the produce section is where you're going to find all of your fresh plant foods. The freezer aisle is where you're going to find all of your frozen plant foods. And the canned good aisle is where you're going to find all of your canned plant foods. Now, a lot of people may wonder, well, Coach D, what's best, fresh, frozen, or canned? Well, guys, I got to tell you that fresh is always best. That's right. Why? Because that's when the plant food is going to retain the majority of its nutrients. Now, in a close second is going to be frozen, and then all the way in the back, like maybe 2, maybe 3, 4 laps behind, is going to be canned. The reason why I put canned in dead last is simply because of this. Whenever any plant food is canned, well, unfortunately, it goes through a lot of processing. And during that processing process, well, it loses a lot of its nutrients. And not only that, you got to put a lot of toxins in the can to preserve the foods, right? So you may end up eating more toxins than you do nutrients. So there you have it. Tip number 1. Tip number 2. Once you're finished with the canned good aisle, the freezer aisle, and the produce section, walk on over to the prepared dishes section. Now, when you get over there, talk to the person behind the counter and ask them if they have any vegan, not vegetarian options. If they do, ask for a sample. Don't worry, it's free. And if you like it, buy it by the pound, maybe even 2, maybe 3 pounds if you really, really, really like it. Tip number 3, it's time to visit your local farmer's market. Now, this is ideal for those of us who prefer non-GMO, all natural, right, organic plant foods. Well, if that's you, then you definitely want to go to your local farmer's market. Here's one of the really good things about farmers markets is that the produce is grown locally. That's right, which means less transportation time, which could translate to lower prices. Tip number 4, go visit your local vegan restaurant. Now, vegan restaurants are amazing. Why? Because they hire vegan chefs. Now, vegan chefs are the bomb. Why? Because not only do they know how to cook plant foods, but they also know which plant foods to combine to yield the most nutritious, delicious dishes. And tip number 5 is to get a subscription to a vegan meal prep company. Now, I highly recommend this for those of us who don't have time to cook plant foods, those of us who don't want to cook plant foods, or even for those of us who just don't know how to cook plant foods, right? Well, here's how they work. You give them a call, they make the dish, they deliver the dish, you eat the dish. Yes, it's just that simple. So there you have it, guys. 5 amazing tips to help make your nature day successful. All right, it's time for our question of the day, which comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% nation. We have inquiry minds. So today is a true-false question. It is, like most plants that we eat, once cabbage is heated, the nutritional benefits begin to diminish. Now, I believe I covered that earlier in the lecture. If you heard me, then please write your answer in the comment box below. If you missed it, simply hit rewind. Whatever the case may be, always write your answer in the comment box below. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. Now, before I sign off, I got to ask you to please subscribe, share, like, and of course, leave a comment, especially if you love cabbage, whether it's red or green. And please don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's #EatMorePlants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out. Always remember to take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.